Well, what you just watched was pro-Palestinian protesters in Pennsylvania deciding to scream as loud as they could to send a message to the government. And the screaming didn't stop there. The activists are calling on federal officials to stop sending financial aid to Israel and to support a ceasefire in Gaza. But to mix it up from the screaming, the protesters also chanted their demands.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
Take a listen to some of the messaging from the organisers of the rally. One person claimed that we're brainwashed to believe Israel is a country.
Many of us were brainwashed to believe Israel is a country. Israel is an occupation. That's right. Just like the U.S. occupied Carolina, we stand here today on Haudenosaunee land and the land of thousands of other nations and tribes who are still very much.
Since the October 7 attack by Hamas on Israel, we've seen protests erupt in cities around the world. Take a look at what unfolded on the streets of New York earlier this week.
If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If Gaza doesn't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! Shut it down!
Meanwhile, Australia's Prime Minister says Iran has been a destructive influence in the Middle East as Western countries demand it plays a larger role in achieving peace.
And certainly in terms of the public rhetoric around Iran's role in the Middle East when it comes to its involvement in regional conflicts. The Prime Minister accusing Iran, in his words, of meddling in regional conflicts. For much of the past few months, this has been handled privately and publicly by the Foreign Minister Penny Wong. We know that 16 days after the October 7 attacks by Hamas on Israel, Penny Wong spoke with her Iranian counterpart and urged him to make sure the Islamic Republic of Iran played a positive role in the region in preventing a further spread of violence from cascading around other countries in the Middle East. Since then, there has been very frequent contact, I'm told, with the Iranian ambassador in Australia to continue to engage at that level, although the foreign ministers haven't spoken since the end of October, not directly anyway. The Iranian ambassador doing much of the legwork in terms of that communication there with Australia. But today, an uptick in the language from the Prime Minister. This is as full on, I suppose, as blunt an assessment the Prime Minister has offered when it comes to Iran's role in the Middle East. Here he is speaking in Melbourne a short time ago.
Iran should stop meddling, and Iran is playing a very destructive role in the region. We want to make sure that there is not a widening of the conflict. There have been too many innocent civilians in Israel and in Gaza affected by this conflict.
if the mission is to reduce tension in the region and prevent the expansion of the Gaza war into a regional inferno, then I think it is important to continue to interact with the Iranian authorities.
So a fairly direct rebuke from the Prime Minister of Iran, calling them destructive in the region, telling them to stop meddling in regional conflicts. These comments come just days before the Foreign Minister Penny Wong will get on a plane and visit Israel in one of the most important trips of her time as Foreign Minister to date. While she's in the Middle East, she will also visit the occupied Palestinian territories on the West Bank, advocating for a two-sided ceasefire, as well as reaffirming Australia's support for the ultimate goal of a two-state solution.